Time for Snowball to read Fragment on ARTAEUM. On ARTAEUM by Tars-Il Anslima. The Isle of ARTAEUM, is the third largest island in the Somerset Archipelago, located south of the Morendanon village of Potenza. Look, you spelled it out phonetically there. Why didn't you do those phonetically? Village of Potenza, and west of the mainland, village of Runkeba. It is best known for being home to the Sigic Order, perhaps the oldest monastic group in Tamriel. The earliest written record of the Sigic is from the 20th year of the First Era, and tells the tale of the renowned Breton sage and author Vornet traveling to the Isle of ARTAEUM to meet with Lachius, the right master of the Sigics. Even then, the Sigics were the counselors of kings and proponents of the Elder Way, taught to them by the original race that inhabited Tamriel. The Elder Way is a philosophy of meditation and study, said to bind the forces of nature to the individual will. It differs from Magica in origin, but the effects are much the same. That said, it is perhaps more than coincidence that the Isle of ARTAEUM literally vanished from the shores of Somerset. At the beginning of the Second Era, at about the time of the founding of the Mages Guild in Tamriel, various historians and scholars have published theories about this, but perhaps none but Lachesis and his own could shed light on the matter. 500 years That's weird. 500 years passed and ARTAEUM returned. The Sigics on the isle consisted of persons, mostly elves, who had disappointed and were disappeared, and disappointing because they disappeared, and were presumed dead in the Second Era. They could not or would not offer any explanation for ARTAEUM's whereabouts during that time, or the fate of Lachesis and the original Council of ARTAEUM. Currently, the Sigics are led by the lore master Celerus, who has presided over the Council of ARTAEUM for the last 250 years. The Council's influence in Tamrielian politics is tidal. The kings of Somerset, particularly those of Moridion, have often sought the Sigic's opinion. Emperor Uriel V was much influenced by the council in the early, most glorious parts of his reign, but his disastrous attack on Akavir, it has been suggested... Before his disastrous attack on Akavir, it has been suggested that the fleet of King Orgum of Pandonia was destroyed by a joint effort of Emperor Antiochus and the Sigic Order. The last four emperors, Uriel VI, Morthia Pelagius IV, and Uriel VII, have been suspicious of the Sigics enough to refuse ambassadors from the Isle of ARTAEUM within the imperial city. The island of ARTAEUM is difficult to chart geographically. It is said that it shifts continuously, either at random or by decree of the council. Visitors to the island are so rare as to be almost unheard of. Anyone desirous of a meeting with a Sijic may find contacts in Potenza and Runecaber, as well as many of the kingdoms of Somerset. Were it more accessible, ARTHEUM would be a favored destination for travelers. I have been to the Isle once, and still dream of its idyllic orchards and clear pastures. It's still in silent lagoons, its misty woodlands, and the unique Sijic architecture that seems to be as natural as its surroundings, as well as wondrous in its own right. The Sephiroth Tower, in particular, I would study for it is a relic from a civilization that predates the High Elves by several hundred years, and is still used in certain rites by the Sijics. Perhaps one day I might return. Note, the author is currently on Isle of ARTHEUM by gracious consent of Master Sargenius of the Council of ARTHEUM. Is that a J or a T? Council of ARTHEUM. That was Fragments on ARTHEUM. Have a good day. Bye-bye.